Guys, welcome back to another episode here on the PNWild YouTube channel. We're in the middle of hunting seasons right now, and so I thought what better time than to run through kind of a step-by-step, layer-by-layer video of my clothing layering system. I'm going to be utilizing this system on the bulk of my hunts now that we're getting into late September, early October. Earlier in the season, some of these pieces would have come out because it's just too warm, dry, things like that. But now that we're getting into those later seasons, we got muzzleloader elk coming up here in Washington. We got muzzleloader deer going on. We got rifle seasons, deer and elk coming up here in just a few weeks. And then as always, we got bear season still going on right now. So as we get into that October timeframe, November timeframe, this is going to be what a layering system will look like for me. Kind of what I've decided to do here in the last year or so is change things up just a little bit. But I'll get into that as we get going here. This is going to be what comes with me on a muzzleloader elk hunt just next week. I am going to be packing all of this up, putting it into my XO, backpacking into the backcountry. I'll be back there for 5 to 6 days. So this will be my layering kit for that hunt, for a backcountry hunt. This would also work great if you're going to do a truck camp, anything like that. You can always throw these extra layers in totes, things like that. Throw what you need in your backpack for the day and then head out. But you'd always have enough stuff just with what's on this table to get you through pretty much any situation that you need. We're just gonna dive right into this thing right now and probably start with the piece that I'll use the least. Maybe not the least, but I'll use it only in a very specific way in a very specific time. And that's when I'm sleeping at night. And that is these down booties from Exped. Got these guys just a few years ago. They weigh next to nothing. I just throw them into my sleeping bag. They stay in the foot of my sleeping bag along with my pillow. And then they're just always a part of my sleep system. They stay in there all the time. That way, if it is cold or let's say my feet got wet, socks got wet, something like that, I could take my socks off, put these on at night, and then throw my socks into the foot of my sleeping bag to help them dry out. I could hang them up in the shelter if we have a stove and a fire going. There's kind of different things to do there that these come in handy. When your feet get wet, socks get wet, you want to get out of them, but you want to keep your feet dry and warm. These guys come in handy. If it's a late season hunt and gonna be going out and doing a bunch of sitting and glassing in super cold weather, let's say Montana deer hunt or a Colorado third season hunt, I will throw these into my backpack for the day, because if you sit down at a glassing spot in snow or just in really cold temps, your feet are going to get colder in your boots unless you're wearing big heavy duty insulated boots. But if you're just rocking like a regular pair of hunting boots, you know, limited to no insulation, your feet are going to get cold. And sliding out of your boots and sliding into these is going to keep your feet warmer a lot longer. So that's just a little tip and a little added bonus to bringing these along. Like I said, they weigh almost nothing. They smash down. If you really were looking for space to save, they're nothing. Like I said, I throw them into the bottom of my sleeping bag. That way when I'm at camp, they're always there. If I'm going to hike out and it's gonna be really cold, I'll just grab them and throw them in my pack in the morning. So Exped down booties, super nice little addition to the kit. If you're a guy whose feet get cold, or you just love a little bit of comfort at camp, because these things are money. All right, let's go into rain gear here. Being Western Washington, rain gear is super important. Most of these backcountry hunts that we're going on, we're probably going to experience some sort of weather, whether it is rain, snow, heavy winds, anything like that. Rain gear is also fantastic for blocking out the wind on a big, heavy windstorm day. So you can throw a jacket or those rain pants over whatever you're wearing to help block that wind. It's a big help right there. But I have a set of the KUIU Chugach top and bottom. So top and bottom. I think that it's super important to always have both. A lot of guys that we talk to, us included in the past, we have kind of gone, we'll just bring a rain jacket. If it gets that wet, we're gonna be in the shelter anyways, that kind of mentality. But really over the years, having rain pants with you can really make or break your hunt. It's, as we all know, it's a lot of the times it's not that rain that gets you. It's the wet brush in the morning, it's the dew, or after a rain and all that brush just stays saturated and wet. When you're walking through it, that's what will soak you. And so being able to throw on a pair of rain pants and keep yourself dry, pairing those with a pair of gaiters is massive. So keeping your pants dry, and then also a jacket. If it rains, if you're busting through some brush, or if it's just super windy, having a good rain jacket can really make or break a hunt, especially in the backcountry or in super gnarly conditions. Even if it's a day hunt from the truck, anything like that, good set of rain gear is a must, especially in these western backcountry hunts. All right, like I mentioned, pairing rain pants with gaiters. I will definitely have gaiters with me on a lot of these hunts. I'll just wear them in as I go, hike in with them. That way they're not taking up any space in my backpack. The ones I'll be using on this upcoming hunt are the Katmai Gear Grizzly Gator. I've kind of been rocking these since the spring with shed hunting. So far they've been really cool, really versatile. I really love how they latch around your calf at the top. It's super simple. You don't have Velcro or buckles or buttons or anything like that. It's just a simple slide through as tight as you need, and then you just pinch and pop that open to release. The foot strap down here is kind of the same thing. It's got a Velcro flap that keeps that protected. Same deal. You just slide that in and out however much depth you need. So later season, when you're wearing a bigger, heavier boot, you can extend this thing out and give yourself some added length there. But early season, you know, you can tighten it up as well, so it can fit a bunch of different boots, which I really like. Another piece that I will kind of rarely use, but since it's a backcountry hunt, temps could drop, we're up high in the mountains, I am gonna be bringing these bigger, heavier down glommets from KUIU. I really like them. They're just super warm and comfortable. Slide them on. You still got a little bit of dexterity with the crab claw pincher there, but really this is just a creature of comfort right here. If my hands start to get cold, I can throw these on, or like that midday nap time in the elk woods, throw these things on. That way when you're laying back enjoying your mountain nap, your hands aren't going to get cold, keep you nice and warm, keep you napping better on the mountain. This upcoming hunt, I won't be doing a ton of glassing, so these aren't going to be used in their traditional form of like you're sitting up on a big glassing knob all frickin' day long. It's cold as hell. You're going to put these bad boys on so you can stay in the glass longer. These will come in handy more later on in the season when we get into those hunts like I've brought up before, like a Montana deer hunt, a Colorado third season hunt. That's when these bad boys really shine, and they're really worth the money and the little bit of added weight and bulk that they bring. Again, they don't weigh a whole lot. They smash down, they compress if you need them to. It's just one of those things, like when you want them and you have them, you're super happy. If you want them and you don't have them, you're a little bit bummed. So I'm gonna bring them on this one, and these will kind of just be the glove that stays in my kit as my super warm, get my hands warm, get out of the cold glove for the whole season. This is just a pair of darn tough socks. These are a colder weather sock and a taller sock. For those cold weather socks, I like to have the over the calf length. I figure if I'm gonna be wearing a heavier weight sock, it's gonna be colder. I'm not a long john guy on the bottom, so a longer sock that goes up and over my calf, kind of covers that lower leg portion that a long john would. And so for that, I like a darn tough, heavyweight over the calf sock. That's just kind of my go-to. Earlier in the seasons, like what I will hike in on most hunts, is gonna be just your mid-weight, right at the calf, you know, mid-calf, whatever that is, sock. Also from Darn Tough, they've just been my favorite. They've been kind of my go-to sock. And then I just have a variety of them. I have the heavyweight over the calf, and then I have a bunch of mid-weight at the calf, and I have some even lightweight ones that I'll wear scouting season, things like that. This is just a very plain Jane knit waffle beanie from Go Hunt. Just need a beanie to have, either when you're gonna go to sleep at night, nice to put a beanie over your head so you don't have a bunch of hoods up on your head. You can just rock a beanie, or kind of like the gloves during a midday nap, throw the beanie on. You can pull it down over your face, block some sun, anything like that. The beanie is a big help. And then yeah, if we do get some cold weather, the beanie is gonna be on, and you can rock that thing over your hat, so you still got a bill keeping water out of your face, things like that. Or you could just rock the beanie by itself. Nothing special here, just a nice Go Hunt knit waffle beanie in a very lovely brown color. This is just a super lightweight KUIU neck gaiter. I wore this a lot on Jeff's archery elk hunt. I wear that a lot, or keep it in my pocket a lot on any archery hunt. Just being able to kind of pull that up and cover your face. I don't know how much it really matters. It makes me feel stealthier. It makes me feel like I'm hidden from the animals just that much more. So I like to have it. Maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know, but I do like to have it. And then if it is kind of chilly in the morning, anything like that, you can pull this down, and it's almost like a little turtleneck. So I will have that on, or it'll be in my pocket or in a hip belt pocket on my pack. So it's always super accessible, easy to have, weighs nothing again, and is just kind of a nice little piece. Also, if it's super buggy, you can put this on. It won't necessarily stop a mosquito from getting through, but it's at least something else. It's another layer for them not to be getting directly to your skin on. So just a little KUIU synthetic lightweight neck gaiter. All right, let's get into the real good stuff now. None of the little accessories and things like that. We will go pants, because I only got one, and these are the Stone Glacier de Havilland lights. I've loved these pants. They're beaten to hell. They got some little holes and stains and stuff all over them right now, but I've just really like these pants. They fit me great. They feel great. I love the big giant zip vents on the side. I think you guys, if you've paid attention, if you've watched any of our other films, if you've watched any of our other gear reviews where I kind of talk about this, you know how I feel about these, and you know how I feel about pants with big vents and zips on the side. I prefer it. It's so much better. What's the point of having this tiny little vent that doesn't really do a whole lot? If I want to dump heat, I want to dump heat. So these have been my go-to pant. For this particular hunt, I'm gonna go with the lights. I'm not gonna go with the full size, full weight de Havilland pant, which I also have. I tend to bring those out more mid to late October and into November. And then when it gets really cold, I will switch over to the KUIU Axis pant. Again, that's a Montana late season deer hunt, Colorado third season, any of those later season cold weather hunts, I will switch over to the Axis pants. They're just heavier, warmer. But for the bulk of my season, probably 85% of my season will be in the Stone Glacier de Havilland lights. I love them. They fit me great, and they've been very sturdy for what I've put them up against. So for that, I can't get away from them right now. As my base layer, or kind of next to skin, I'm gonna go with the Go Hunt Approach hoodie. This is their Approach hoodie in the Cambium camo. It's got a little bit more greens and browns and a little bit darker. Where I'm gonna be hunting right now is big heavy timber, west side stuff. So I think that this will kind of give me a little bit more concealment in that environment. I really love the approach hoodies. I did a breakdown of a bunch of different lightweight base layer pieces in a previous video. If you haven't watched that one yet, go check it out. The link will be down below. I kind of go over Go Hunt approach hoodies, the marsupial, Sunslayer, or Sunshade, the Vortex one, a Stone Glacier one, just like the lightweight synthetic base layers. I break down 4 of them. And I just really love the Go Hunt approach hoodie. I have it in a few different colors, and it's just kind of become my go-to piece. It's super comfortable, and I can't really say enough good things about it. Fits really well, super comfortable, and it doesn't get super stretched out over those longer term hunts where you're wearing it day after day after day. I haven't found that it stretches out as much as some of the others on the market. So for that reason, I'm going with the Go Hunt approach hoodie for my base layer. All right, for kind of a mid-layer piece, that fleece liner, that, you know, most guys are gonna have that mid-layer, slightly heavier than their base layer, and a lot of people right now are going to a fleece. I'm going to go with the Go Hunt Black Rock hoodie. I got this one in a new like tannish color here, and I had one, their first one in black, and I really enjoyed it. So I picked up a new one in a new colorway. Super excited about that. Again, just the Go Hunt tops tend to fit me really well, and I've been really impressed by them. So I'm just trusting them on all these backpack hunts. I also have a marsupial grid fleece that I really enjoy as well. That's kind of the one that goes in my tote, that stays in my truck of like extra clothes. Even on these backpack hunts, a lot of the times I'll have a tote or a little duffel bag or something with, you know, an extra base layer, an extra pair of pants, an extra grid fleece, maybe an extra puffy or something. I have some extra stuff, extra underwear, extra socks, just in case something crazy happens and I need to go back to the truck, and then I have something there. That's where I'll keep like an extra pair of boots or an extra pair of boot laces, things like that, just in case something wild happens and I can't fix a boot lace with paracord or whatever can happen in the backcountry. I have stuff in my truck ready to go just in case the SOS situation. You know, you're like, okay, it's either my hunt ends and I go home, or I hike back to the truck and I get a restock of a new grid fleece or a new puffy because, you know, fire embers got on it and burnt a big hole in there, or it got caught on a branch and ripped a big hole and now my puffy's useless. So just food for thought. Keep some extra clothes, keep an extra couple layers in your truck, even if it is a backcountry hunt. You never know if you're gonna need to run back to the truck and get something again. All that being said, sorry, tangent, you know. But the Black Rock hoodie from Go Hunt, that's my go-to grid fleece layer, gonna be my mid layer, so that'll be my first choice after I get too cold or whatever it is for just a base layer. All right, last 3 pieces here. And this is where I got a little bit different than some folks. So some folks will go base layer, mid layer, soft shell, puffy. Or some people will go t-shirt, base layer, mid layer, puffy, etc., things like that. What I have decided to do, and I don't do this on every hunt, so don't skewer me, I'm not always packing 2 puffies, but on those later season hunts, a lot of the times I am going to forego a soft shell, or I'm going to forego like a second heavyweight, like not a base layer, not a midweight, a heavier weight fleece. I'm going to skip that one because for the weight and warmth of packing a second puffy, you get way more. So what I'm doing is base layer, mid layer, straight to the Stone Glacier Grumman Light. This isn't the full big Grumman, it's the Grumman Light. So this would be similar to like a First Light Brooks, a Kuiu light, like a Kenai, but this is down, so it's lighter than a Kenai, but it packs an incredible amount of warmth. I've gotten away with just this puffy a lot on hunts and not even needed to go to my Super Down Pro. The Super Down Pro, don't get me wrong, it's always in my truck, it's always in that tote. It's just kind of a game time decision whether I grab it and go and throw it into the backpack. This one, the Stone Glacier Grumman Light, is always in my backpack. I know it's super lightweight, so I know like I can always throw this thing on and cut a little bit of that chill and be totally fine. But on these bigger backcountry hunts, these later season hunts, I've just found that if I'm gonna sit and glass for a long time, why not be as warm and as comfortable as possible? I will have Stone Glacier Grumman Light, and then I will also have my Kuiu Super Down Pro. That will always be with me, especially those late season hunts when it's going to be super cold. So yeah, that's where I differ from a lot of people, and I've just kind of started doing that in the last couple of years, and I've really liked it. The down stuff just smashes down to nothing, and they weigh almost nothing. So it's like, for the weight, the warmth, all that stuff, why not just bring a second puffy rather than a soft shell when I have a rain jacket? Rain jacket is gonna do the same and more than a soft shell. A soft shell is never gonna be as warm as a puffy. I'm eliminating those things and just going to a light puffy, and then going to the big dog, the big Kuiu Super Down Pro puffy. That you pair those two up, and boy, I could ride out a lot of really shitty weather and some cold weather, some wind, all that kind of stuff. I could sleep on the mountain with that system, this plus the Kuiu Super Down LT pants. So that's kind of where my head goes, is emergency situations. What am I going to be able to ride out a whole night with, you know? And in the backcountry, things can always happen. So I go Stone Glacier Grumman Light, Kuiu Super Down Pro, and then finally the Kuiu Super Down LT pants. So these are new this year. Last year I was rocking the Kuiu Ultra. They have discontinued those. Those were super lightweight, not quite as warm. So this year I upgraded to the Super Down LT. So still not quite the full Super Down pant. It's just a slightly lighter version, slightly less warm than the full Super Down. But most of the times it's not my legs getting super cold. So with this, I just throw these on right over my pants. And then if I am still a little bit chilled or there's heavy wind or anything like that, that's when I can throw those rain pants on over the top of my puffy layer. And really, I'm gonna be totally good to go. So that is my layering system for this season, for kind of those mid into late season hunts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys took a couple little tidbits of info. Let me know down in the comments below if you like the two puffy system, if you hate the two puffy system, if you think I'm an idiot for doing it. Let me know down below. I will love to hear and read your argument as to why it's wrong, or if you guys had a light bulb go on and you think that's a great idea, maybe you're gonna try it, or it triggered you into thinking of something else cool that you could do with your kit. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, guys, please head right down here, like, subscribe to the channel. We truly appreciate it. You know, we need your guys' support. We got some really cool stuff coming up here in the next couple of months. Like I said at the beginning, we're in full swing of hunting seasons, so can't wait to see you guys out on the mountain. Head on over to the PNWild merch store, pick something up. We got our brand new game bags in stock right now. Head on over, check those out. Get them right now. Get them in time for your next fall hunt so you can see how sweet those things are in action. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you. We will see you in the next video.